a quinta etapa da Fórmula 1 em 1950.
Hi, hello, and welcome back to F1 Challenge VB. My name is Mephisto, and our journey through the history of Formula 1 continues today with the fifth round of the 1950 season. The Belgian for one, it's
Pronto,
twice
galera,
as long
estamos aqui no
compared to
mapa
today. It's much
inicial.
faster paced with a lot of open corners. The start finish line is situated after the hairpin. I believe GT uses this side for its start finish line as well. Anyway, we come down the hill, then up through Eau Rouge, which is
Pronto,
we have
galera,
Nino
estamos
Farina
aqui
in pole, Juan Manuel Fangio is second, Louis Rosier is third, Luigi Fagioli fourth, with Felice Bonetto rounding up the top five. Prince Bira is sixth, Peter Whitehead seventh, Rick Parnell is eighth, Cabantu is ninth, our guy Andy Higgs is up in 10th, his best starting position yet. Serafini is 11th, Manzol 12th, 13th is Ascari, Chiron 14th. Next we have Sommer in 15th, Cuff Harrison, the second ERA driver, is down in 16th, Felipe Tancelini 17th, David Hampshire 18th, Jeff Crossley 19th, Joe Kelly 20th, Chabot 21st, and Harry Schell is down in 22nd, unfortunately for him. So, yeah, here we are at the Belgian Grand Prix, and I forgot to mention this in the previous video, but I've turned off fuel consumption and tire wear. If you can remember from the Indianapolis 500, a lot of the AI kind of retired when they went into the pits, and I guessed it actually right. It was because there's some sort of either a bug or it isn't. The pit stops aren't quite implemented correctly yet, so no pit stops for us either, because I kind of want to race against something. I don't want to be given any positions because of the AI retiring. Anyway, we move up into 7th already on this first lap of the race. We are chasing after Alberto Ascari, who is around 1 second in front of us. Prince Bira is right behind us. And here is a replay of the start as we come down into Eau Rouge. Quite an interesting starting position. You have to actually stay on the brakes to prevent the car from rolling down the hill. An interesting thing to, well, quite interesting. You don't really do that anymore today. Well, I guess you would in GT, since you use the same side of the track to start the race. Anyway, we made up a couple of positions, and we now pass Louis Rosier to take 5th, and next up will be Rec Parnell, who is some 6 seconds up the road, so we have quite a lot of catching up to do. I'm really excited. I really like this circuit, almost as much as I like the modern version of it. And here we have Jeffrey Crossley, who retires from the race on this very first lap. We see him in the Alta. He slams into the fence there at the side of the road, spins the car around, and the AI then kind of messes up its pathfinding, I guess, and that's kind of it for Crossley, unfortunately. Anyway, we are now still chasing after Rec Parnell. He's now some 4 seconds up the road, and now coming around to finish the first lap. We catch up to the guys ahead, and now coming out of La Source, I shift up into second gear. For some reason, I get a lot of power, and my rear wheels spin, and I lose balance. The car loses its balance and spins around. And Prince Bira takes 5th place from us, so we'll try to catch him as soon as possible, and we do that almost immediately, so we're back up in 5th, but I come a bit too fast into this left-hander,
Galera, eu
and
não vou deixar vocês
Prince
ouvirem a
Bira
voz do narrador,
manages to take
tá?
fifth away from us
O narrador
again,
daqui a
so
pouco sinto muito,
I need
mas
to
eu
be a
vou
bit more
falar
careful here.
bastante.
A bit later on, I catch up to Bira once again, and we are back up in the points, which is very, very nice. Now let's try to catch up to Rec Parnell and the rest of the gang, who are nearly 14 seconds even up the road, so
Tá,
it's probably going to take a few laps here.
passa pra
And here
cá.
we are on lap 4, we catch up to Rec Parnell and we pass them, so we are now up in 4th. Next is Fagioli, some
Nossa,
1
eu tô
second
tendo problema, galera.
in
Eu
front
não
of
tô
us.
conseguindo
And we
passar
have a
das
replay
marchas.
here of
Quantas
one
marchas
of the
tem?
French cars, not entirely sure which one, losing control of the car and retiring from the race.
Deixa eles passar pra você.
So we are still chasing after Fagioli. We are in position to make a move and flick the car to the left there, and we're up in third. This would be a podium position if it were, I guess, late 70s, 80s, or early 80s. Anyway, next is Juan Manuel Fangio, who is right in front of us, and as we come into La Source, we overtake Fangio, brake hard for the hairpin, and make sure we don't lose control of the car again.
Ai, galera.
Now let's try and catch up to Farina if we somehow can. I'm not I'm actually quite surprised that we are racing with the Alfa Romeos. I mean, come on, the ERA was not that good of a car. And we actually overtake Nino Farina to take the lead of the Belgian Grand Prix in 1950. This is absolutely amazing. Who would have thought? I have no idea where the ERA gets all this power. I know it's turbocharged, but it's still just a 1.5 liter engine racing against a 12-cylinder 3 liter engine, so yeah. Somehow the ERA is really fast. And here we have Philippe Tancelin in the French car, in the Talbot losing control of the car, crashing into the Armco and losing its front right wheel. And now we have Eugène Chabot, who crashes into the fence, and after this he retired for some reason, although as we can see in the replay he didn't really have to. Anyway, we are very close to the end of the race now, so, and some 22.5 seconds ahead of Felice Bonetto, who actually didn't compete in the race. And here we are coming into La Source for one final time. We are in first place, about to take the win here. We have very little fuel there, less than a lap of fuel left, about 4 liters of fuel. That's very
Ganhamos! Ganhamos! Vou ficando por aqui, espero que tenham gostado. Até o próximo